You ever notice how some cities talk about growth, and then there's Raleigh, where the growth is so fast, so measurable, so undeniable that even the top economists in the country can't ignore it. Raleigh wasn't just ranked high in 2025, it was crowned the #1 city for economic growth out of all major and minor US metros. And if you're even thinking about making a move for a better job opportunity, you'll want to hear what's going on in Raleigh. My family moved from Southern California 8 years ago, sight unseen. And we actually learned the hard way how to do it right. So stick around and don't miss the cliffhanger at the end, because the biggest change coming to the job market hasn't even hit yet. Raleigh's job market isn't just hot, it's rewriting the map of where opportunity in America is headed. When the Milken Institute, one of the most respected economic research institutions in the world, released their latest report for 2025, nobody expected Raleigh to jump ahead over 403 other metros and claim the #1 spot. But here we are. Raleigh ranked #1 out of 403, beating out major tech hubs, beating out economic powerhouses, and outperforming markets that have been on top for a decade straight. And it wasn't just a tiny advantage either. Raleigh posted an average job growth of 15.5% over 5 years. That means thousands of new high-paying positions, major corporate expansions, and entire new industries choosing the Triangle as their home base. Now, the Milken Institute looks at 133 different data points and 13 metrics. And I'm not even gonna pretend that I fully understand all the math and modeling that goes into the score. And you don't have to either. Here's the simple version. They measure job growth, wage growth, affordability, business expansion, high-tech concentration, productivity, startup activity, and how competitive a city is on a national scale. Whew, that's a lot. Then they build a benchmark that ranks every metro in America. And then Raleigh came out #1. Not number 8, not number 3, #1. And this isn't a fluke. Raleigh ranked top 3 for 2 years straight before this, right behind Austin, Texas. And now it finally took the crown. You know what changed? Companies, innovation, talent. The Triangle is capturing a historic wave of high-skilled, high-salary workers, and companies are racing to build campuses, labs, and headquarters around them. The Research Triangle Park, the largest research park in the United States, has become the engine behind this movement. And when I say largest, I don't mean slightly bigger than average. I mean 7,000 acres. Over 300 companies, and more than 60,000 employees. If you drive through RTP right now, you'll see cranes, new developments, renovated labs, entire sections being transformed. And this is where giants like Lenovo, Fidelity, Cisco, SAS, IBM, and soon to be Apple have offices. People talk about Silicon Valley, Austin, Boston, Seattle, but Raleigh is quietly becoming the next big tech and science power center without the traffic, without the extreme home prices, without the burnout culture that people are absolutely running from. The biggest difference between Raleigh and other major job-rich metros is Raleigh is still affordable even right now in 2025. In a world where San Francisco's median home price is $1.4 million, Austin's is pushing $700,000, and Boston is inching towards luxury-only territory. Raleigh sits roughly 30% lower than the national average when you factor in housing, utilities, transportation, and taxes. People moving here from high-cost states like we did tell me all the time, we finally feel like we can breathe again. Your salary stretches farther, your lifestyle expands, your quality of life goes up as your cost of living goes down. It's a rare combination, a strong job market and affordability, And if you're listening to this right now, that combination, unfortunately, won't last forever. When things are this balanced, prices of houses will soon go up. So let's talk about where the jobs actually are and who's hiring. Because one of the biggest questions I get and Brandy gets is, what industries are booming? Should I be worried about coming here if I don't work in tech? The short answer is, no way. Raleigh's growth is happening across multiple sectors all at once, which is what makes it so stable. Tech's booming, healthcare is booming, finance is booming, education is booming, biotech is booming, logistics are booming, clean energy is emerging, and advanced manufacturing is becoming one of the biggest stories of the decade for this region. Opportunities exist for all levels: entry-level, mid-career, executive, research-based, creative, remote, hybrid, full-time, you name it. Let's start with the iconic anchor of the region, the Research Triangle Park, or the RTP. The RTP is home to over 300 companies and more than 60,000 employees. Forbes just highlighted the RTP again this year for transforming the region into a national tech hotspot. IBM alone employs around 9,000 people in the Triangle. Cisco, 3,200, and has won awards for diversity for being the best place to work in IT, and its career mobility program is awesome. SAS employs over 5,000 people and is consistently ranked as one of the top workplaces in America for innovation and culture. Fidelity Investments employs about 8,000 across the Triangle and continues expanding as more financial firms shift eastward from high-cost metros. And then there's Apple, the game changer. Their permanent East Coast engineering hub is set to be a billion-dollar project, bringing thousands of high-skilled jobs in silicone engineering, AI, machine learning, and hardware design over the next decade. When you take all of this together, you start understanding why job growth jumped 15.5% in a single year. Talent attracts talent. Innovation attracts innovation. And Raleigh has something that no other tech hub has right now: affordable homes, clean air, top-tier public schools, green space, a young and educated population, and a lifestyle that people actually enjoy. We're not trying to be San Francisco, no way! We're not trying to be Austin. We're Raleigh, and the world is paying attention. But let's expand beyond the RTP. The second round of job growth is happening through the massive healthcare networks in the region. Duke University and their health systems employs over 44,000 people and consistently ranks among the best healthcare and education employers in the country. UNC Health employs almost 7,000 healthcare professionals in the Triangle and 40,000 across the state. Wake Med employs over 12,000 people and continues to grow as one of the most respected hospital systems in the Southeast. These aren't small networks, these are major, well-funded, nationally recognized healthcare systems with growing demand. Next, we have finance. PNC Financial Services employs around 4,000 people here and has been named a top employer for women and diversity. They've expanded their digital banking operations in the Triangle, bringing more corporate and tech-driven finance roles to the region. Fidelity, which we mentioned earlier, has already doubled certain divisions since 2020 and is expected to keep expanding its Raleigh campus until 2026. And we can't talk about the job market without talking about the universities, because the Triangle is built on education. NC State alone employs over 10,000 people and was named the #1 large employer in North Carolina. Their impact on tech research, agriculture, engineering, and innovation is massive, and they continue to expand their partnerships with private companies, creating more jobs not only for academics, but for marketers, developers, administrative support, lab staff, and industry specialists. Duke and UNC again are major players in both academia and healthcare. And because the university is so strong, the Triangle attracts a constant stream of graduates, interns, researchers, startups, and young professionals entering the workforce each year. The The interesting thing about Raleigh right now is that it's not one employer driving the job market, it's 10 of them across different sectors. And when multiple industries grow together, you get stability, you get resilience, and you also get opportunity for people at every stage of their career. That's why national economists are watching Raleigh so closely. They're using words like sustainable, balanced, high velocity, growth, and long-term durable expansion. These are not words economists normally use lightly. Now, let's talk about the part that finally matters if you're planning to relocate here. Where should you live if you want a short commute and easy access to this booming job ecosystem? Because while talent is moving here at record speed, housing still matters, commutes still matter, lifestyle still matters. Let's start with Morrisville. Morrisville is one of those towns where if your job is in the RTP, you might literally be able to walk there. It's minutes, and I mean minutes, from the heart of the park. 15 minutes to downtown Raleigh, 15 to downtown Durham, and 5 to 10 minutes to the RDU airport. The median household income in Morrisville is around $125,000, which makes sense given its proximity to some of the highest paying companies in the state. Housing in Morrisville tends to move fast because the town is small and built out. Townhomes often start in the $400,000 to $500,000, and single family homes are typically in the low 500s to the 700,000 range. It's dense, it's walkable, it's energy filled, and it's ideal for people who prioritize convenience. Then there's Cary, one of the most well-known suburbs in the Triangle, and for a good reason. Cary has a median household income of around $130,000 with top-tier schools, one of the best parks and greenway systems on the East Coast, and some of the best dining, shopping, and recreation options in the region. Commutes into the RTP are typically within 15 to 20 minutes. Cary isn't cheap anymore, and a lot of that is because demand is so high. Older single-family homes often start in the low 500,000s, and townhomes usually start around the $400,000 range. Then the newer single-family homes are in the 600s and above. Then there's that rare new construction in Cary. While available, is pricey because land is very limited. But if you want a community feel, strong schools, in a central location, Cary remains one of the top choices for families and professionals relocating from out of state. Next up is Briar Creek, which is technically on the northwest side of Raleigh and is as close to the RDU airport as you can get without living on the runway. This area exploded with growth of its proximity to the RTP, its massive retail center, and the presence of the highly touted Briar Creek Country Club, a resort-style community with an 18-hole Arnold Palmer designed golf course, pools, and a true country club lifestyle. Townhomes in Briar Creek often start in the upper 300s to the low 400s. Single-family homes inside the country club start in the 700s and above. If you want new construction nearby with a reasonable commute, you'll likely be looking just past Briar Creek into Durham, where there's more land and more builders that are active. Newer homes often start in the upper 400s to the low 500s, and there are also new townhomes coming in the low 400s. What's truly wild is that even with all this growth and all this demand and all this expansion, Raleigh remains one of the most affordable major tech hubs in America. That's why so many people are moving here from California, New York, Florida, New Jersey, Texas, Chicago, all chasing the same thing, opportunity, and I get it. My family and I moved here 8 years ago from Southern California, sight unseen. We had no idea what we were doing. We took a leap of faith and learned everything the hard way. And that's why we do what we do now, so families like yours can come here with confidence, clarity, and a plan. Now, if you're job hunting in 2025 and 2026, you want the best resources to actually find openings. And there's a few tools that we recommend. Workinthetriangle.com is fantastic for local listings across the 3 major counties. RTP.org lets you browse all 300 companies in the park and click directly to their career pages. NC.gov is perfect for anyone looking for government roles or system-wide opportunities across the state. And of course, the regulars, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, continue to be strong nationwide tools that cover virtually every industry. So where is the job market heading next? This is a cliffhanger, I promised. The biggest shift hasn't fully hit yet, and it's going to reshape the next decade of growth in the Triangle. Advanced manufacturing is on the rise. Clean energy and battery storage companies are scouting sites. Biopharma expansions continue breaking ground. Electric vehicle suppliers are moving towards the region. And of course, AI and machine learning hires are exploding. This is the beginning of a transformation, not the end. Raleigh isn't peaking. Raleigh is evolving, expanding, and diversifying in ways that will make this one of the strongest, most opportunity-rich job markets in the nation for years to come. And if you're feeling the pull to move here, timing matters. Jobs are rising, salaries are rising, inventory is tight, but thank God it's looser than it was 2 years ago. And the sooner you establish your footing, the more options you'll have. That's why we make these videos, not just to share statistics, but to help you see the bigger picture and have you move with confidence. And if you want help figuring out where to live, what commute works for your career, or how to avoid the mistakes we made when we moved here sight unseen, that's literally why we're here. If you find yourself watching videos like this because you're planning to move to Raleigh or anywhere in the surrounding triangle, here's the truth. The job market is only one piece of the decision. Schools, neighborhoods, commute times, home styles, and of course, very important, lifestyle, they all matter. And you don't need to figure it out alone. My number is right here on the screen. Give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email anytime. My team and I help families relocate here every single week, and we'd love to help you do it the smart way. And before you go, make sure to subscribe because I've got a video coming up that dives into the biggest mistakes people make when moving to Raleigh. And trust me, it's the one thing I wish someone told me 8 years ago. Also, check out our sister channel, Life in Raleigh NC, with hundreds of videos like this channel with even more homes, food, entertainment, schools, and more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.